Thanks for staying with us. This is Newsline, and we're talking about why Hong Kong's young people have suddenly become so radicalized. Now, Christina Chan, one of those young people that have become so-called radicalized, what people say about you and others who took part in these protests over the high-speed railway, that you're leaderless, you don't have any leader.
That's true.
You don't have any direction.
And
but the thing is, what frightens people, and certainly frightens me, is if you don't have leaders to tell you what to do, what you should do, when you should calm down, when you should back off, you could just be you could turn into a mob.
Well, I think if we are talking about real democracy, you don't look at leaders. The so-called leaders that are making decisions are people. People have delegated some jobs to them, and they decide certain things. But with us, at the moment, we don't see a need to have a leader, and we certainly don't want people telling us what to do. Because surely, if we're real Democrats and we're liberals, we don't want someone just telling us to back off.
But even the democratic movement has got to have a leader or leaders.
I think all of us can be leaders. I don't think we necessarily need one person who is speaking up all the time and doing all the talking or telling people what to do. I think all of us can take that role. Maybe it can even swap at different times, and it does.
We gather, I've been told that you even rejected the offer by Long Hair and others to lead you. Is that right?
Actually,
in no uncertain terms, you actually told them to buzz off. Is that right?
No, that's not true, actually. This whole affair was a bit of a misunderstanding. I don't really want to go into it, but what Longhair did was he physically held me down. I mean, no, he physically pulled me up when I wanted to sit down, and we wanted to sit down and to stay there until, we're allowed to actually tie a ribbon on the gate. And, that's basically doing the police jobs for them, and I don't think that was right.
So you don't have any connection, or you're not cooperating with them?
I do cooperate with them as far as they would respect our our rights and our our wills as full-grown adults who can make decisions for ourselves and assess risks by ourselves.
Michael DeGollier, is it a dangerous thing that a movement like that, and we've seen what this movement can do. We've seen them go on a hunger strike outside the Legislative Council. We've seen them surround the LegCo building. We've seen them stop ministers from going home after the vote. Should we be scared? Should we be worried that it's leaderless?
Yes.
We should.
Yes, I think anyone who studies social movements and looks at how social movements develop, when you do not have a structured protest, and you get into these unstructured protests, effectively what you get is, in a crisis, people start vying for leadership, and that invariably means pushing towards becoming radical, more radical still. Okay, that's just the process. It happens every time, it happens every place. The last time it happened in China was Tiananmen Square.
That's correct.
And that's exactly what has me concerned. I know that some of the folks in the government will literally say, "No, Michael, you're exaggerating, or you're over concerned about things." But whenever you make a lifetime study of something and you watch it very carefully and you start to see danger signs happening right in front of you in the place you live, if you don't say something, then that seems irresponsible to me.
Well, the funny thing is that the leaders, that the people that are really emerging as leaders, or the people that really want to take that role, seems to be the people that are advocating more peaceful, more mild protests, and people that are a bit more radical comparatively don't really take up that position because we don't really want to. And even if you just look at last weekend when you had all the people speaking with the mics on stage, there were people saying, calm down, don't try to go into LegCo. But people that are actually doing the work, they're not on stage speaking.
But Christina Chan, you've heard what Michael DeGollier said, that a leaderless social movement can be a scary thing.
I think really scary for people that want to maintain the status quo. They should be really scared.
Can you sit here on this show and make a pledge and say that when you go out to protest, you will protest peacefully? and you will not instigate violence.
I can make a pledge that I will not instigate violence, and I will make a pledge that I will be peaceful as long as I'm not attacked. If I am attacked, normally, as I have done every time, I don't really do anything back. But I can't make a pledge that the people will not rise up against this violence that's always used against them to stop them from using the
So you're saying
carrying out the civil liberties.
So you're saying if you even detect the slightest heavy-handedness by the police, you're going to fight back?
No, I don't, and I don't think I will. But I can't promise that no one will, or that we never ever will. When you have the police, whipping out their batons, and also with the pepper spray against completely peaceful protesters.
But people are saying you're doing this for publicity. You don't really care about anything.
Well, I think that's the thing that
Is that a fair accusation?
Well, of course not. I think a lot of women that are active in participating in different things in the societies do get that, but you never really get long hair Wang Yukman getting this kind of criticism, saying that they're doing it for the publicity, and I think that's the thing that women protesters have to face.
Do you think they're genuine or doing it for publicity, Michael de Gallier?
I haven't checked into that, and I don't think it really matters. It doesn't matter whenever you. What you have are some people in the politicians who have effectively.
But you know that they're